Okay, then a little bit of theory of all this. What's the different definitions of security features of systems or objects that we test, other objects other than systems that we test? So whenever we are talking about a security level of anything, we have to put it in some context. So security is not some general term. Yeah, it breaks down into very specific things, very specific features of things, of objects that we have to protect. And ethical hackers do that in trying to compromise these features. Yeah, to break things in terms of showing how to penetrate the system and then affect either confidentiality or integrity or availability of the data or information or a system as a whole. Okay, so what is this confidentiality, integrity, and availability? CIA triad, as we call it sometimes. So confidentiality is a quality, a feature of information that is sometimes it's formally defined like this. Confidentiality is the absence of unauthorized access. Okay, so we ensure that no unauthorized access is uh, happening to the information or a system or anything, virtually anything. Okay, it's sometimes it's called privacy as well, but the main difference between privacy and confidentiality is that privacy is just the term that identifies secrecy when related to individuals, to people, right? And confidentiality is secrecy of corporate data, of business data, when we are talking about the business. Integrity is formally it's something as simple as lack of as absence of change, unauthorized change since the last authorized change. Okay, so it's valid, it's correct, and we can use it, and we can ensure that it hasn't been mangled or modified in an unauthorized way. And what is availability? Availability is that authorized users can access that at any given time. Okay, so if you're an authorized user, you can get it. If you can't get it, then some kind of denial of service attack is happening and availability is broken. So confidentiality is secrecy. It's that no one else has access to our stuff. Integrity is correctness, is validity. That means that no one else other than us have changed our stuff. And the availability is that we can have access to our stuff whenever we need it. What can be the examples? Yeah, so let's show how something can be confidential but not no, let's first show that there is something that can be in the same time confidential, integral, and available in order to be useful. Okay, so uh, there is an array of very private data that pertains to your health history. Yeah, so all your health issues, all the treatments you had, and so on. So of course it should be confidential. Yeah, because the privacy of health data is essential because it can be abused in many ways. You can be blackmailed, you can be discriminated against based on your health history, and so on. Integrity of it is also very important because all this information will be required sometimes when you will have some health issues, and you will have to consult your doctor, and he will refer to your data, and it has to be correct in order for him to produce effective, efficient treatment. Okay, and availability in times of health crisis is very critical. Okay, so if your doctor does not have access to your health data, this can be very serious. That can cause critical problems. And now let's for example think about I don't know, business figures, financial figures. So you have this public company that has reporting, okay, and this reporting is based upon financial figures. So up until the date of issuing the public report, all these figures are strictly confidential, okay, because a lot of things are playing against you once these figures are becoming available, starting from your PR situation, or even ending in some penalties. Yeah, so this can be very serious. And we are not talking about inside trade and all this very different and deeply financial stuff. But when it's over, right? The reporting period has ended, and you have to issue the report. Yeah, in some way, you are ensuring its availability to the public, to your investors, and to different governing bodies as well. It should be correct. Okay, so you have to ensure that its integrity is preserved during the process of its creation, and all the figures are exactly the same as in the reality. Okay, no one is mangling, no one is playing around, and no one is committing inside fraud. Okay, so as you see, depending on the context, these three things can be of different weight, and the balance is very complicated, really. So anything that has value is either confidential, or its integrity is important, or it should be available at all times and all costs, depending on the level and the nature of sensitivity of this data. There are other features that are also sometimes important, but less popular, I guess. For example, non-repudiation of information is also sometimes named like in line with all these three CIA features. Non-repudiation means basically that I cannot deny the authorship of information, right? So for that, for example, I can use strong math, okay, cryptography. I can issue a digital signature of a document based on my private key that is known only to me, and in this way I can and this digital signature can be verified by anyone, because the verification is based on the public key that is public, and in this way I basically cannot say that that's not me, that's the source of information is other than me, if I have issued the digital signature for the document or an email or a message. What is accountability? It's also sometimes very important, especially when the incident has happened, and we have to have information about what happened. Yeah, we have to account all the changes, all the access sessions, all the actions in the system, in order to have clear picture of what went wrong, and investigate an incident when it happens. Yeah, and that's not an optional feature at all, because as you already understand, the probability of an incident is always equal to 1. You know, you can wait for some time and then it happens, or it happens frequently, but anyway, it happens. Sometimes it will happen, or it happens already. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. The probability is always 1. And just to finish this theoretical nightmare, yeah, let's just provide 3 more definitions of another triad. Yeah, there are a lot of triads in security industry. No, I'm just kidding. Just these 2. So the second one is AAA triad. It's authentication or access control, authorization, and accounting. Accounting, basically, just starting from the last one, is providing this accountability, that everything is recorded somewhere and there is a log that cannot be changed only by even by the system administrator or system owner. So there is a very fortified facility that collects all the logs, and we can refer to them anytime we need. Authentication is this process of verifying that users are who they claim to be. Okay, so I'm coming in, I'm just providing you with some identification, but that's not enough. I have to show you that that's verifiable, that I am the entity that is described in this identification. For example, I have a login name. Yeah, I have a login name, Vlad, but in order to be logged in, authenticated by a system, I have to provide a authentication factor. Okay, so this can be one of three. Something I can forget, something I can lose, and something I cannot change. Yeah, so that's just kidding again, but that's something I know, something I have, and something I am. Uh, Something I know can be a password or a passphrase. Something I have can be a token or a mobile phone that will receive a one-time password via SMS. And something I am is a biometric feature that I possess. For example, it's a fingerprint or an iris image or something like that, or a form of the palm of my hand. Uh, even sometimes it can be as weird as the image that my veins in my finger leave on the surface when my finger is lit through by a very strong source of light. And what is authorization? Authorization is a way of providing me with some permissions. Okay, so once I'm authenticated and this fact is properly accounted, yeah, in some authentication log, I have to be authorized in order to be differentiated against, right? What is my role in the system? Whether I'm just a regular user, or I'm a system administrator, or I'm some other. I possess some other role. That's normally based on the groups that my user account belongs to. So if I belong to domain users, I just can log in into some machines in the domain. If I'm domain administrator or enterprise administrator, I can log in into domain controllers and basically do whatever I want to an Active Directory catalog. Okay, so yeah, again, authentication is based upon my ID, my identification, and one or a combination of authentication factors: a password, a token, or a smart card, or my biological feature, my biometric. Authorization is giving me permissions based on the results of authentication, and accounting is just logging everything I do in order to be able to then attribute different results to my actions if they happen.